The airplane cabin was packed with a low hum of voices, the soft clatter of carry-on bags, and the restless energy that always filled long flights across the United States. People settled into their seats, already counting the hours ahead. But just minutes after takeoff, that familiar noise was sliced apart by the sharp, desperate cry of a baby. Heads turned. A few passengers sighed loudly. Others pressed their headphones deeper into their ears as if irritation alone could silence the sound. The crying didn't fade. It grew louder, raw, echoing through the cabin. In first class, seated by the window, was Ethan Carter, a man known across America as a self-made tech billionaire. In boardrooms, his presence commanded respect. Investors listened when he spoke. But now, dressed in a tailored jacket with tired eyes and tense shoulders, Ethan looked completely lost. Cradled in his arms was his infant daughter, Lily. Her tiny face was red, fists clenched, her cries shaking her small body. Ethan rocked her gently, whispered softly, tried a bottle, adjusted her blanket, everything the parenting book suggested. Nothing worked. No amount of money, influence, or success could prepare him for this moment. Ethan was still learning how to be a father alone. His wife had passed away months earlier, leaving behind a silence in his home that no luxury could fill. Every cry from Lily reminded him of that absence and of his fear that he wasn't enough for her. A few rows back, in economy seating, sat Maya Thompson. She held her backpack close to her chest, fingers nervously gripping the straps. Inside was a folded letter confirming her final interview for a full-ride scholarship, her one real chance to escape the cycle of struggle she'd known her entire life. Maya didn't look like she belonged on the same flight as powerful executives and polished professionals. Her clothes were simple. Her shoes were worn. But her eyes were alert, thoughtful, quietly observant. She watched Ethan struggle with his crying baby, and something deep inside her stirred. Maya had spent most of her teenage years caring for her younger sister, who had battled chronic illness. Long nights, endless tears. She'd learned how to calm a baby not from classes, but from necessity. Still, doubt crept in. Who was she to step forward? As the plane hit mild turbulence, Lily's cries intensified. Cups rattled. Passengers exchanged annoyed looks. Ethan's jaw tightened. His shoulders slumped for just a moment, a rare crack in the armor of a man who never showed weakness. That was when Maya made her choice. Her heart pounded as she stood, feeling dozens of eyes follow her. Each step down the aisle felt heavier than the last. When she reached first class, she paused, swallowing her fear. "Excuse me," she said softly. "Would you like me to try?" Ethan looked up, startled. For a brief second, pride fought desperation. Then Lily cried out again, and his resistance collapsed. He nodded. Carefully, he placed his daughter into Maya's arms. Maya held Lily close, instinct guiding her movements. She swayed gently, humming a quiet tune her mother used to sing when the world felt overwhelming. Her voice was calm, steady, full of warmth. Almost immediately, Lily's cries softened. Her breathing slowed. Her small body relaxed. The cabin fell silent. Passengers leaned forward in disbelief. Just moments ago, irritation filled the air. Now, or replace it. Lily's eyes fluttered shut, her tiny hand curling against Maya's sleeve. Ethan stared, stunned. He wasn't just watching his daughter calm down. He was witnessing something he hadn't felt since his wife's passing. Peace. For the remainder of the flight, Lily slept soundly. When Maya finally returned her to Ethan, he spoke quietly, emotion heavy in his voice. "I don't know how you did that. I've hired professionals. Nothing worked." Maya shrugged, embarrassed. "I've had practice. My sister needed me." They talked softly as the plane crossed state lines under a darkening sky. Maya shared pieces of her life, working 2 jobs, studying late into the night, chasing a dream no one else believed in. Ethan listened, truly listened, something rare in his world. He spoke of his wife, of the loneliness, of the fear that he was failing his daughter. By the time the plane landed, the tension that once filled the cabin had dissolved into quiet admiration. A few passengers even clapped. Someone recorded the moment. By the time they reached the terminal, the video was already spreading online. Maya tried to disappear into the crowd, but Ethan stopped her. "Please," he said, "let me thank you properly. Lunch tomorrow." against her better judgment. She agreed. The next day, Maya arrived at an upscale restaurant downtown. The room was filled with suits, confidence, and subtle judgment. Ethan greeted her warmly, but his business associates were less kind. Whispers followed her. Eyes scanned her outfit. One comment cut deeper than the rest. "She's the girl from the plane." Maya's face burned. She stood abruptly, voice shaking. "I don't belong here." She left before Ethan could stop her. Outside, her heart pounded. But inside the restaurant, Lily began to cry, reaching toward the door, calling for the only other person who had brought her comfort. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He realized that success meant nothing if he couldn't stand up for kindness. The next morning, cameras flashed as he stepped up to a podium, Lily in his arms. "This week," he said, "a young woman reminded me what real strength looks like. Compassion doesn't come from wealth. It comes from courage." He announced a new foundation dedicated to supporting underprivileged students. Maya Thompson will be the first recipient. When he found her later at a quiet cafe, the news played softly on a nearby screen. Lily reached out, giggling. "This isn't charity," Ethan said gently. "It's a beginning." Maya smiled through tears, realizing that one small act of kindness had changed everything. Sometimes, it only takes one brave moment to rewrite a lifetime. Thank you for watching Classic Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion truly is.